Okay, welcome to those joining us. We're going to get going in just a moment. If anybody can just reply to my comment, make sure that comes through, then I can know that I can see your comments. Doesn't show very well on here. Hey Jack, thanks for joining us. Thanks for replying, at least we know. Right, so there's a few joining us now. So this is part two. Part one was just preparing the beef for a Chinese beef stew. And we've now both had time to go get freshened up. So now we're going to, this is part two. So here we go. I'm just going to turn the camera around.
So that has been in the pressure cooker for an hour. So you can see that's pretty much cooked. I'm just going to give it a quick stir. As you can see, there's more water than previously, and you can see because the carrots got quite soft and the beef is absolutely tender. And this was a whole garlic, if you remember early, and it's just really falling apart, which is brilliant. And for the next bit, we are going to add black mushroom. Could you focus here for a second?
Sorry.
Thank you. So we're going to add the black mushroom in. Bits. And this is a potato. Just gonna put it in. And all I'm going to do is just put a spoonful of salt. Give a really good stir. Actually, I need to use a bigger. Just push it down so the remaining heat and then the soup, well, the broth, will cook the mushroom and the potato. So we only need a few minutes, then they will be cooked. If not, just put it back on the pan because they don't need much time to cook at all. So I'm just stir them around to make sure that they are fully covered in the juice. The smell is absolutely incredible. Okay, I'm just gonna put that in. Okay, I'm going to put the lid back on. We are not going to apply any heat. Just they are in there cooking. So that's a waiting game now. 3 minutes and then we should be done. And 3 minutes giving or take.
So now we've got to leave these here for 3 minutes or so because the black mushrooms are going to open up. So they're at the moment they're all dry. They're going to open up. They'll be really crunchy and tasty. But you don't put them in boiling water. You just leave them in this hot stew as it is. These are a real essential in any Chinese home. You can do all sorts of things in here and it makes all the meat very soft. It allows all the flavors to come together and everything else. For those that missed our last video, that was a monkfish with Chinese 5-spice and things like that. So that is now on YouTube, so you can head over to YouTube and see that as well.
It's very tender.
Jack says, are black mushrooms the same as black fungus? Generally, yes, unless some people sell something different. But
so this is what we use. I don't know whether you'll be able to see. So they are dry like this. They are dry like that. Let me just take a couple out so you can see clearly. So they are dry like that and then they sell them dry. What we need to do is you need to put them in cold water or warm water, but not boiling water, for 10 minutes to pre-soak it because they grow on trees and dirt, so there would be some sand. So you let them open up just a little bit and wash them off. So 10 minutes and couple rinse, and then that's fine. So that's what we use. And then the other one is just potato, just any potato, peeled potato. I wish I put the timer on. Okay, I'll keep my eye on there.
Yeah, well, it'd be at least another couple of minutes, I would think.
Yeah.
Yes, Jack, we tend to buy all of these things from Asian supermarkets because generally, if we buy any sauces, there's only two that we ever buy. It's either Patak's or it's from a very good friend of ours, this one. Literally, he lives here in Lichfield as well, so there's a whole range of these that they've brought out, and they're absolutely amazing. But generally, everything we buy will be from an Asian supermarket. If it's things like this, actually, most of these we got from China because they are proper dried chilies and Sichuan peppercorns. These should be red rather. Like sometimes you see them black because they're usually pre-prepared and they heat them slightly before they come out in packaging. But if they look dark and black, then they're not very good quality. They should have a red tint to them like this. So they've just opened up. So they're prepared and heated just slightly, so they open up. If they're black, then they're not very good. So you might find them in supermarkets. You might find that they're not very good quality. Standard things like herbs and things like that, you can get just standard. We've got Schwartz is one of our favourite brands, but I tend to avoid the supermarket owned ones. Schwartz tends to be quite good. So yeah, how long have we got left on the timer?
I think probably one more minute. We should be okay.
Win is from Indonesia and loves beef stew and broccoli. So do we. We very often eat broccoli and cauliflower, things like that. A lot of people think that they are just sort of boring and too rich in a certain taste, but the taste is down to how you cook it and what you put in it. So if you put in standard Chinese things like this, it will have a really rich, tasty flavour, and there's lots of different ways of doing it.
I got a feeling they're not quite cooked. They look okay though.
Yeah, it's not far away.
Because for potato, you can see transparent from outside. Yeah, they're not quite cooked. Okay, just gonna give a couple minutes. But the beef is cooked for sure. Look at how gorgeous they are. They're falling apart. Do you remember how big they were before? And then the size being reduced, and you can see bits falling off.
So anybody that missed the first video, we prepared the meat before it went in here. So that's in the first video, the part 1 of this beef stew, which we did a while ago. So that will go up on YouTube as well. So it does really help if you join us on YouTube as well. And these videos will go up on YouTube. So if you subscribe there, you can make sure you don't miss any of them, because in the Facebook feed, they tend to get lost and buried because we get, last count was, I think it was 660 something thousand posts and comments and everything every month on this group. So
no, what did Jack say? I don't have a pressure cooker. Yes, you can put them on the stove. You just need them on a really low heat and then gradually cook them. Or do you have a Dutch oven? You can use a Dutch oven like you would cook traditional, English beef stew. But if you don't have it, it's fine. You just putting the same pot we use. You just have to be on a very low heat, gently cook it gradually. The key is the longer you cook it, the tender the meat will be and the more flavour it would absorb.
And also, just to answer the question about this, Jack, this was, sorry, I'm calling you Jack, but yeah. This was plugged in, so it is hot to touch because it's been in for an hour. So we unplug it and then put the rest of the ingredients in there. Isn't the pot? Yes, this is a pressure cooker. So the idea of the pressure is that when it's cooking, if there's water in there, obviously the steam builds up. And if the steam cannot escape, then it increases the pressure and makes everything soft. So you get the same effect if you use, what's that pot called? It's a crock pot, but the one we were looking to buy.
It's a Dutch oven.
The round one?
Yes, it's a Dutch oven.
Yeah,
But the problem with Dutch oven is that you have to be around. But with this pressure cooker or any pressure cooker, you can set a timer, waiting for you to come home from work or whatever you are doing. But with Dutch oven, you need to generally cook them in traditional oven, which you need to be around, otherwise it's not safe.
Yeah. Unless you've got something that has, that when you can put the crock pot in the oven and have the oven on timer, but then it's just
again, you're not around though. That's
again,
yeah.
I never fully trust these timers, so it's better to use something like this. But when we put these ingredients in, we've obviously turned it off because it doesn't need to boil. We don't want to boil the ingredients, so by now they should be done. So we can take some out and show you.
So I'm going to just plate that up. The meat is absolutely falling apart. It's so tender. My mouth is getting really watery. Also, the smaller the potato you cut, the quicker they will cook. But the key is don't cook too much, because if you want to have something left for next meal, they will become really soft, because they will be soaking the juice. The heat in the juice will constantly cook it. So just a couple more of these, and I think it's pretty ready. Let me just put some. This is spring onion. It just add another layer of flavour. So you can serve that with rice, and because there's lots of juice left, so if we want to, we can have some noodle in there as well. So that will be really yummy. So that's it, and I think our late lunch is ready. So enjoy.
So thank you for watching. Join us again.
Bye.